So you signed up for ICSC Florida conference, you just got into commercial real estate, and you're trying to figure out what to expect. Number one, welcome to the world of retail shopping centers, commercial real estate at its finest, and welcome to the big leagues because ICSC Florida conference is the big leagues. It is the state conference. Everybody that is involved in the shopping center industry, from retailers to brokers to leasing associates to landlords to lenders, banks, etc., GCs, architects, property managers, asset managers, they are all at this conference. And it can be a little bit overwhelming, especially if you don't know what to expect, but I am going to give you all of the tips that I wish someone, or actually, no, I actually did have great mentorship. So I was given these tips, some of these tips, but I'm going to give you even more tips. So these are going to be a really built out 24 must know items for ICSC Florida conference. And I'm assuming maybe you're a commercial real estate student, maybe you're a first or second year real estate broker, leasing associate, and this is your first time going. This is going to be your all access guide. And so let's get going. A little bit about myself. My name's Hue Chen. I'm president of Saglo Companies. I have been in the commercial real estate industry for 25 years, specifically in retail shopping centers, actually. I started my first my first real job at Terra Nova Corporation out of Miami, leasing retail shopping centers all the way back in the year 2000. So nowadays we own and operate I'm with Saglo Companies. I am president of the company, and we own and operate shopping centers across Florida, Georgia, and now Maryland. So I am speaking from firsthand experience, and I'm really just wanting to try to give you guys a leg up, ladies and guys, a leg up, and so you can hit the ground running. So strap on in, and let's try to, go through all of these tips. All right, number one. How big is this conference? So expect there to be about 3,000 to 4,000 professionals. And that, just to give you context, that's like the size of a high school, I guess. So it's not huge. It's not like the size of a basketball stadium or football stadium. It's about 3,000 to 4,000 people. Definitely, big, but not crazy big. Number two, the number of booths that you can expect there are between 300 to 400 booths, and booths are going to be set up by landlords, brokers, some retailers, and a lot of service providers. And then you are also going to have this retailer row. So what is retailer row? It is essentially a small table with one or two stools behind it, like almost like a booth, like a small, really small booth. And they have about 100 of these retailers set up down a couple of the aisles, and that is retailer row. So just to give you a little bit of a lay of the land, I'm going to superimpose the floor plan here so you can kind of check it out. And you can also just go to icsc.com and check it out for yourself. It's an interactive website. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you need to be signed in to do it, but it's there for you. It is number three. This is a professional networking event. So it's not a consumer networking event or a consumer conference or anything like that. Everybody that is attending is going to be a commercial real estate professional. There's going to be a lot of meetings set up beforehand. There's going to be a lot of deal making that is attempted to be happening, and then there's going to be obviously a lot of relationship building, and that's the primary focus on a lot of these conferences, is to build the relationships, because it's the long game. Maybe you won't do a deal with them this year or this month or even right then and there, but it's more than likely, if you are in the business for a long period of time, you're going to interact with the people at some point. Like, even for example, I met the owner of Saglo, I think 10 years before I joined Saglo. So, and I met him actually I met him while doing a deal, but we continued a relationship at the ICSC conferences. Number 4, so not every retailer, landlord, brokerage firm, not every person's going to have every company is going to have a booth. So there's, I think, like I mentioned, 3,000 to 4,000 attendees and about 300 to 400 booths. So there's a lot of people without booths, but those are people that you may really want to meet. So one of the strategies that I really suggest is going to the ICSC website, again, icsc.com, going to the event page and just looking up the attendees. You can actually download a PDF of all the attendees, or what I like to do is just go to the attendee search, and that way I can search by like the type of attendee, like what, maybe a landlord, a broker, architect, etc., if I wanted someone very specific. And then on there you can also look at the floor layout and see who has a booth as well. But for all the people that don't have a booth, you have access to that, and it gets updated every day. So I would just go and check it maybe like once a week or once every couple of weeks as new people sign up. But that is definitely a perk of this, the way that ICSC sets it up with the attendee list. Also, there is a networking lounge all the way in the back. If you're right when you walk in, if you go all the way to the back, what you'll see is by the food, there's like a little food court thing on the back right side. In the middle back, there's a networking lounge. And by the way, the Saglo booth, so Saglo Companies, that's the companies that I run, we have our booth right next to the networking lounge. So if you are at the networking lounge, you will probably see the Saglo booth. So come on, say hello, get a selfie. We're actually doing a raffle. I think you'll have to talk to my director of marketing, but I think the rules are you take the selfie, you post it on to our social or to your social media and tag us, and that's an entry, something like that. In any case, now I'm getting sidetracked. So that networking lounge is a great place to meet people that don't have booths, that you know can have a nice 15-20 minute conversation. Number 6, so retailer row, like I mentioned before, there's going to be about 100 or so retailers there, or maybe even a little bit more. And if you can imagine, and I'll drop a picture actually so you can kind of see what it looks like, but it's just one after the other, and there's these little booths, and people stand in line to meet the retailers. Now, there is no appointment needed beforehand to meet the retailer. You just stand in lines. A lot of times there are no lines, so you can just walk up and speak with the retailer. So just know that's there. However, I do know that unfortunately a lot of the retailers, they don't man their tables or their booths like the entire conference, because they might have an appointment at someone else's booth. They got to go somewhere else. So a lot of times there might be like just an empty booth of a company that you wanted to speak with, like a retailer. So just be mindful, if you do see an opportunity, just go take it, stand in the line, go meet the person, because that person may not be there the next day or something like that. However, for the booths that are the bigger booths, like especially the landlords, like if you're a investment sales broker and you want to meet with a landlord, you have to make an appointment. It is very unlikely that you can just walk into the booth as an investment sales broker, and especially first or second year, and say, hey, I want to meet the owner of the main principal of this company, and that they'll be available to meet with you. Because oftentimes the people that are real deal makers, they're kind of booked back to back. I mean, it's not uncommon. I have a lot of friends, and me included, for many years. They're booked like right when the show opens, every 30 minutes all the way till the end. So there's like no free time there. So you have to make appointments beforehand for the people that you really, really, really want to talk to. And people start making appointments about 2 months out. All right, number 7, and actually I forgot, I actually do have a nice, oh, I got my headset on, but I got my ICSC hat as well. Maybe I'll wear it to get into the spirit of things. But number 7, so the networking reception or the opening reception, that's on Sunday, late afternoon. I think it starts at 4 p.m. It's actually sneaky good. A lot of times these conference opening receptions are just okay. This one's like really, really good actually. And what I would suggest is that you get there about 15, maybe even 30 minutes before it opens. You're going to see there's already going to be a lot of people waiting for it to open up, and you can kind of talk to them when it's a little bit more quiet, when they're a little bit more accessible. You can speak with them before it opens, but then when it opens, it really gets going, and there's a lot of good networking there. There's actually, surprisingly, the food at that networking event's pretty good too, and there's an abundance of food. So if you didn't have time to eat and you're wondering if there's food or good food at the opening reception, there is, and you can totally just eat there, and it's super well attended. And it starts on time, meaning that like right when it opens, there's a lot of people there, where maybe some other events, things kind of get started 30 minutes after the time, but this one's like right on time. There's already starting to be a large crowd, so I'd suggest you get there a little bit early. Number 8, how to pack. So with the clothing and apparel, so on Sunday, it can get a little bit hot. That reception that I was talking about is actually in like the front atrium area of the convention center, so it can get pretty hot. So I would suggest on Sunday dressing a little bit lighter. Like don't wear the coat or the jacket or anything like that, especially if you're going to be walking to a dinner afterwards outside, or because August gets pretty hot in Orlando. I would wear a little bit lighter clothes, professional still, but just light, or even business casual is fine, just a little bit lighter. On Monday, that's your formal day. So a lot of people, if you're going to wear a suit, like a full-on suit with tie, you do that on Monday, and you dress to impress, and that's your long day too. But that's the day that you really go business, full-on business, or to whatever I guess you're comfortable with. On Tuesday, most people are busting out their polo shirts, so that becomes more of a business casual day, and you'll see a lot of polo shirts with the company logos on them and things like that. And another thing that I'd say in just the last few years it's become a little bit more common is that the kind of athletic shoe, or the athleisure type of shoe, has become a lot more acceptable. So especially for men, and also for women, having the sneaker that like doesn't really look that much like a sneaker is totally fine. Check with your boss first, because I don't want to get you in trouble. But I know for my people, totally fine. Men, women, you can wear the athletic shoes as long as you look neat and tidy and professional. Number 9 is have enough business cards. You may end up meeting like 300 people or so. I mean, if you can meet 300 people, it's actually not unheard of, because think about it. You're going to be there Sunday, and there's already programming starting at 2 p.m. on Sunday. You get through the opening reception, that's like 6 something p.m., and then there's after party type of events, and then on Monday, your day could start 6:30 in the morning and end at 9 p.m., and then Tuesday it's 8 a.m. to 2 or 3 p.m. So there's plenty of hours to meet at least 300 people. And if you can do that, I'd say that's your goal. If you can meet 300 people, that you killed it. That's awesome. That being said, have enough business cards, because a lot of times you kind of walk out the door, or you bring like a little stack of like 50 business cards or 25 business cards, and they're just gone. They're gone by like Sunday night. So So totally bring like a nice big, like bring the whole box even. Like if you're gonna really get serious about canvassing, like I used to just bring the whole box of 500 business cards. And hey, you might need them all. I don't know. So number 10 is that surprisingly at networking events, and especially like high level, you're meeting a lot of like high achievers and high net worth people. But 80% of the people that you meet are going to be really friendly, and they're going to be really open to talking, which is like super surprising and very unexpected, even, I guess. And that's just really the nature of the retail shopping center industry. I go into it in a different video, um, kind of kind of like comparing the retail commercial real estate industry with office and with industrial and with multifamily. And I would say the retail is just really communal. It's really fun. It's very social, and people are totally open to meeting new people, especially, that's what you're there for. And and they're really friendly. So I'd say don't hold back. Don't be afraid that someone's not going to want to talk to you. People will want to talk to you. Just go and talk to them. 80%, 20% of the people, I don't know. I don't know about those 20%, but 80% are totally down to talk to you and make a new friend and a new connection. And who knows, maybe you get a deal done in the future. Maybe not this year, maybe 5 years from now. Who knows? Uh, Number 11. So most of the dinners and the after parties are going to be along I Drive. So that's International Drive. And that's the road that the convention center is on and a lot of the hotels and restaurants are on. So steakhouses are pretty popular. So you're going to find a lot of people at Capitol Grill, Del Frisco's, Charlie's Steakhouse. In fact, like if you're not invited to an after party, or if you're, just wanting a good place for dinner, you can just go there and have dinner at the bar and probably meet a ton of people in the industry. I mean, pretty much everyone at the bar at Capitol Grill is going to be in the shopping center industry. That's just a known fact. So you can just go there and keep going, even after the networking um, the networking party ends. I like this other restaurant. It's an Italian place called Mia's Italian, MIA, Mia Italian. And the reason why I like it is the food's really good, the price is good, it's a nice atmosphere, and it's right across the street from the hotel that our whole team stays at. So I think that's a really solid spot. It's in the middle of the iDrive strip from, I forgot the name of the road, but from the top over to the convention center, it's kind of like right in the middle of everything. So super easy to get to. Number 12. So where you stay will actually affect your experience a little bit. And so I mean, when I say like which hotel that you stay at will affect your experience a little bit. For this conference, and the ICSC Florida conference has been at the Orange County Convention Center now for like a really long time, for over 10 years now. Uh, a lot of people end up staying at the Hyatt and at the Hilton. Those are pretty convenient hotels because they have this walkway bridge that is attached to the convention center, so you can just walk on over. And they're pretty nice hotels, and they're a little pricey too. I think they're maybe $300-400 a night. And when you include like parking and the resort fees and then the cost itself. Uh, but I would just, caution you that I think the Hilton, the walk isn't too bad. It might be 15-20 minutes. The walk from the Hyatt's a little bit longer. It's longer than you would think because the elevator bank for where the hotel rooms are, all the way to the convention hall that we're in. I think we're in the South Hall. I think it's the South Concourse. But where it is, it's a pretty it's a pretty big walk actually. Um, so just be mindful of that. And then you're going to find that uh, the Rosen Center Hotel, which is across the street, it looks like, hey, it's right across the street from the Orange County Convention Center, the hall, the part that we're at. It looks close, and it would be close if you're walking outside, but oftentimes, and if there was a lot of cross easy access crosswalks and things like that. But it's actually a pretty long walk, and it's in really hot weather, and that's outside. Now, if you wanted to walk inside, you can, but it's like you got to actually walk all the way to the Hyatt and then walk across again. So that ends up being like a 30-40 minute walk, which is kind of crazy. Um, what I like to do is especially since we're bringing a lot of people, so the cost can really add up because you're staying 2 nights. What we like to do is stay at a nice hotel, but off of I Drive, closer to the after parties, and the restaurants. So it's a little bit strategic. Like I mentioned, I'm right across from where we have this property management best practices dinner on Sunday, where we invite property managers from all the various companies in the state of Florida that operate shopping centers, and then it's hosted by a few key vendors that get to they host it, and there's a lot of networking and sharing of information there, or of sharing of best practices, that is. So we like to stay at the Castle Hotel, and the Castle Hotel is actually a Marriott hotel, and I'm a Marriott Bon Boy guy, which I recommend that loyalty program for hotels. And that's a really nice hotel. It's actually sneaky nice. So when you go look at it, it looks really themed. It looks like a castle, but the rooms are nice. The location's great. The parking cost is very reasonable, and the price is like awesome. I think we're paying under $150 a night, which is amazing. And it's a nice hotel. It's a Marriott Edition hotel, or it's either Autograph or Edition, but it's really nice. Good breakfast, good food. So I highly recommend that Castle Hotel. And what you can do is just take an Uber from the hotel to the convention center, and carpool with your team or with a few other people. There's going to be a ton of people there that are going to the same place, especially because it's a Marriott. Like a lot of our people in the industry are Marriott people. So you can totally, just group together and hitch a ride with someone and get to the convention center. And you can just do that, and you'll still save a ton of money compared to paying a lot more at the Hilton or the Hyatt. I think if you look at the ICSC website, there's other hotels that are part of their group rate, like um, I forgot the names of them, but they're a little bit further away, like the DoubleTree or something like that. That gets pretty far away, and I would suggest that, if you're getting closer to SeaWorld, that's out of the action. Like all the action's off of iDrive, so I would caution you not to go the other way, and just stay at the Castle Hotel. It's an awesome place. Number 13, lucky 13. So Monday morning, there's a event called Higher Call, and it is totally worth it. It starts at 6:30 in the morning, and it's a breakfast, and it is networking, and it is worship, actually. What is it is an organization that are Christians in the commercial real estate industry, and they put together a breakfast at as part of ICSC events and also independently. And over at the Florida conference at 6:30 in the morning, it's in one of the meeting rooms at the Orange County Convention Center. Higher Call. You can find them on LinkedIn, or maybe I'll drop the link below in the description. But just RSVP, and you can attend. They recommend a donation of $25 to the organization as a nonprofit. So I will drop the link below, but I will be there. I've been going for a few years now, and I think it's a great way to start the day. And it's just what better way to start the day, right? Number 14. So the people that work for the convention center, and this goes for Florida, but this also goes for the Las Vegas Convention Center as well, and I think probably all the convention centers, is that they are really strict on the time that they open the doors. So that meaning that if the convention hall opens at 8 o'clock, at 7:59 they're going to keep it closed. They will only open it like right at 8. Like you have to wait till the clock strikes 8, and then they're going to open it. So just keep that in mind. Like if you think, yeah, I'm going to get, maybe they'll open up 5 minutes early and I can get to my appointment early. No, they keep you out until right when it opens. And that goes for Monday, that goes for Tuesday, and that even goes for the opening reception. Number 15. So parking's not cheap. But I mean, it's not crazy expensive either, so try to carpool. So if you go to the Orange County Convention Center and you're parking there, it's about $20 a day. So I would suggest getting some people together and sharing a car, or Ubering if you're staying off site. It's greener because you're carpooling, and you save a little bit because it's $20 for the car. Number 16. So the breakfast food on Monday is actually pretty good. I would say it's surprisingly good. It's a hot breakfast on Monday, and so when you get there, you'll have like eggs and bacon and sausage and hash browns and stuff like that. Hot sauce, salt and pepper. Like I think they have bagels and a continental, fruit and stuff like that as well. So it is pretty good, and definitely load up because the lunch sucks. So the lunch is always horrible. And I mean, I eat it because oftentimes I like to see the keynote speaker, and I'm just there, and I got to eat something, so I just eat it. But it's not good. So eat up for breakfast. Let that carry you through. Lunch is like, maybe bring a power bar just in case, so you don't have to eat all of the lunch. It's usually cold chicken with like potatoes or something like that, and it's just not good. The breakfast on Tuesday is more like it's pretty meager, so don't expect the breakfast on Monday to be there on Tuesday. On Tuesday, I think you just get like a bagel or something like that. I don't know. It's pretty or yogurt or something. It's pretty meager. And yeah, if ICSC is watching this, your lunch on Monday, no good. It's not. It's just like not good. On Tuesday. And just to kind of, so it's not good just because it's okay, but it's just like so meager, I guess, or not. It's just not that great. Just taste wise, I know you gotta feed a lot of people, just not the greatest. On Tuesday, like around noon, because remember the event goes on Tuesday all the way to like 2 or 3 p.m. On Tuesday, they at noon they start bringing out these lunch boxes, and so you'll have like a what do you call this, like a trough full of sodas and water and stuff, so you can get that, and then you can pick up a lunch box, and in the lunch box it'll be a cold sandwich with a bag of chips and an apple. And it's actually not terrible. I mean, because your expectations are like pretty low at that point, and it's actually not terrible. And but a lot of people kind of skip that and just grab like a real nice lunch afterwards to celebrate, making it through several days of ICSC Florida. All right, number 17. So there are water refill stations throughout the convention center. Also, a lot of booths have like the bottled water stations that you can fill up in. I actually have my ICSC, let me see if you see this, my ICSC water bottle here. So I will probably be bringing this over around, and it's, you got to stay green. Don't use those disposable one-time use water bottle things. And you want to stay hydrated because you're going to be talking a lot, you're going to be doing a lot of walking, and it's going to be pretty hot out. So just keep mindful of that. Also continuing on that point, there's not a lot of outlets, like electrical outlets either. So I would suggest, bringing one of those charging bricks or power banks or whatever you call it, so that you can charge your phone like towards the late afternoon while it's in your bag, and that way you don't run out of juice like by 6 p.m. or something like that. Number 18. So a lot of networking is done from when the convention center opens at 8 until it ends at 5 p.m. But there's also a lot of networking that gets done from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m. So that's that second half of the day, or like second half of the big day, the long day. So that 5 to 9 p.m. That happens at a lot of after parties, at a lot of dinners and things like that. Like I mentioned, a lot of the dinners and after parties are on iDrive. So all the restaurants there, the nice ones at least, are going to have, people from our conference having dinner there, hosting dinner, and having some nice discussions. So try to get invited to one. Like try to get invited to a party or multiple parties. Try to get invited to dinners. And where there's a will, there's a way. Like people are always excited to see new people get into our industry. Like I said, 80% of the people there are going to be super friendly, nice, like, yeah, come, more than merrier, come with us. Try to get invited. You're going to find that there's a lot of networking that's done there, and it's pretty fun. Number 19, don't drink too much. So, or don't drink at all. You don't have to drink. I think the non-alcoholic beverages are very popular these days. When I go at the conference itself, I drink non-alcoholic beer. If I'm drinking beer, it's probably going to be a Heineken Zero or some other NA beer. And because if you do drink too much, it's going to be really obvious the next morning or the next day. Like all the people that went out, partied hard, and on Monday night, on Tuesday, like you might as well wear a sign that says I partied too hard. It's going to be super obvious. So don't do it. It's your reputation. You want to be invited back, or from your company. You want to be invited to go again. So be on your best behavior. Number 20, digital business cards are a big thing now. So I didn't like digital business cards. I arguably still don't like digital business cards, but they've gotten better, and there's definitely a use case for them because they don't run out. And then when you're able to send your information to the person, you can kind of type notes on it at that time, and those notes go to the person and to yourself as well. Like some of the business card systems do that. Like I use Hi Hello, but I think a lot of people like to use Blink, and I downloaded Blink also, so I have to decide which one I want to use. Another thing from a technology standpoint that's becoming a lot more prevalent are these recording apps and these recording devices. So there's something called like Limitless, which records everything at all times, voice, audio. And then there's what I use is Otter AI, and I'll drop a link below on Otter AI. I find it very good, and if you sign up, it's an affiliate link for me, so that'll help me out a little bit. But these recording apps, basically what they do is when you're meeting with someone, and just be sure to ask beforehand, like, hey, do you mind if I use a digital note taker? Because what they'll do is they'll listen to everything, transcribe it, and then like compile it into like a very nice formatted notes, what you need to do, what the other person needs to do, what you need to follow up on, what are the takeaways. Totally worth it. I think Otter costs like $100 a year, like the best money that you'll ever spend. I mean, you spend money on complete crap sometimes, and $100 is like totally worth it for Otter for the whole year. Number 21. So the best meetings happen Tuesday, which is the last day, between noon and 2 p.m. So think about it. That is like the last 2 hours of the conference, and people are already starting to break down booths. Like a lot of people have left already, but do you know who's still there? Or a lot of who could be still there? So that person that's like super sought after, that has all the meetings stacked up, from 8 in the morning till 5 p.m. on Monday, and from 8 in the morning until noon on Tuesday. Like come noon, those meetings kind of peter out. So those people that are highly sought after, that you really want to meet, now they're suddenly available because it's 2 hours before the show ends, and people like to peace out a little bit early. but if you stay, you can have some great meetings. Like one of my good friends, Brian Hector with Kite Realty. I mean, that guy is a machine. He has like meetings back to back to back to back. But on Tuesday, I remember last year, Tuesday at like 1:30 p.m., I go over to the Kite Realty booth, and there he is. He's got no meetings, and I'm like, yeah, you're finally free. And so if you really wanted to meet him, and he's in demand, um, that would be a good time to meet him. And so there's a strategic and a strategy and a logic behind it as well. Number 22, follow up is key. So that's literally 50% of the good outcomes come from the follow up. So you drove up there Sunday morning, you leave Tuesday afternoon, and you don't get back till Tuesday night. So you got those 3 full days that you really worked hard. You networked, you met a lot of people, you got a lot of business cards, you took a lot of notes. But all of that doesn't really mean anything unless you follow up with them and continue that relationship. Because like I said in the very beginning, it's a relationship business. So none of that really matters unless you follow up. And what's the best way to follow up? And there's a system. I mean, it's very easy. Um, People have been using it for a very long time. Like back in the 80s, they used to use the Rolodex, and in the 90s and the early 2000s, it was the Palm Pilot. And today, it's just using your CRM. You can have a CRM on any device. You probably have it on your phone or on any computer, whatever. But get a CRM, like a cheap one. A cheap CRM is like $15 a month. That's the cost of a Netflix. I mean, that's super cheap, and like everyone can afford it. Or there's free ones, but I suggest getting one with some functionality. So I use Less Annoying CRM. I'll drop the link below. It's an affiliate link, but that affiliate link actually goes to a template that I specifically put together for commercial real estate. So that is the only commercial real estate template that I know of for Less Annoying CRM. And it's $15 a month. First 30 days are free. I highly recommend it because otherwise you're not going to remember. If you follow up, it's like, what did you talk about? What do you need to follow up on? You have to program it into your calendar, program it into your tasks. You can do all of that within Less Annoying CRM, and it kind of keeps track of all the notes that you need to take for that contact or that meeting that you had. All right, number 23, post it to social media, meaning that, look, social media is a thing, whether you like it or not. It's a professional thing. It helps with business. It helps with branding. I've heard somewhere that your personal brand is going to be worth more than anything else, especially with AI coming in. Like AI is generative. It's not, it's, call it not authentic. Authenticity and personal brand and uniqueness are going to be a commodity. So you need to really build on that personal brand. And like the fastest way to do that is through social media. I mean, there's no other faster way to do that. And so even if you don't like, even if you have to create a social media account just for your business, like I know a lot of people that have their personal Instagram and their personal Facebook and their personal, Twitter, but then they open up a professional version of it. So instead of Hue Chen, maybe I'm saying Hue Chen Leasing is my handle on Instagram, or I use Hue Chen CRE or Hue Chen Retail CRE. That's my handle on YouTube, for example. And so you have to have those professional accounts, or just use your personal one and upload everything that happened, that you think is going to build the brand that you want. What kind of brand, what kind of image do you want to have people think of you when they think of your name? Do you want people to think, hey, that person, Joe Smith, man, he got to the convention hall at 7 o'clock in the morning. He was at higher call. I mean, he's working it. He's taking notes. He's got the digital note taker, and he's got really good questions. And then you got the selfie going, and he's there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday, and he's doing the selfie with everyone else breaking down. And you're portraying that, hey, you're going to be a success. And the reason why you're going to be a success is because you're hungry and you're determined and you're focused and you're good and you're smart. So yeah, I mean, that's the type of branding that you want to put out there. So I highly recommend posting what you need to on social to kind of keep making sure that that brand is what's being projected. And use some hashtag. Let's get some hashtags going. So I'm going to suggest that we use hashtag #ICSC Florida because it's the Florida conference. I know it's in Orlando, but it's the Florida conference. So let's go with hashtag ICSC Florida. And then if you want me to see it, do hashtag Saglo. Yeah, hashtag ICSC Florida, hashtag Saglo, or tag me at Hue Chen CRE. Let's do it. And number 24, the last one, is that the Brightline train, the high-speed rail that connects Miami to Orlando with stops in between, is really convenient. I have taken it up for other things before, and even though it still does take you 4 hours, those 4 hours are a pleasure. Like, it's smooth, it doesn't stop that often, the seats are comfortable, the climate's comfortable, and you can get some work done. I mean, you got a lot of room, a lot of elbow room, a lot of leg room, and it's pretty high end and it's really nice. And when you get there at the Orlando station, if you were to book a national rental car beforehand, you just go out of the station, go straight to your car, you bypass the counter, and then you get going. That is, I think you do have to be 25 or up to rent from National, I believe. You can fact check me if I'm wrong. So if you're under 25, that may not work for you. But you can also Uber from the station over to the hotel or to the convention center. So it's not cheap, because it's the cost of the ticket and the Uber, but it's really nice. So that's it. All right, so now that you guys got the basics, let's talk about the real deal, the meetings and the appointments. That's where a lot of your time is going to be spent when you're at the event. So let's go into the bonus round. I got, what is this, about 11 additional tips for this. So know the purpose of the meeting, and meaning that, like, why are you setting up appointments? Why are you meeting with the people? And the purpose of the meeting is to build a relationship. You're figuring out what that person's pain point is that you're talking to, and maybe you're letting them know what your pain point is. And the chances that the discussion that you have with them, that it may not lead to a direct deal like in the next couple weeks or something like that, but for sure it's highly likely that it's going to lead to some sort of a deal or other business opportunity over the lifetime of a career. And I can vouch for that 100%. So it's relationship building and really listening also, right? Because like, for example, what is my pain point as Hue Chen Saglo companies? We are looking to buy additional multi-tenant shopping centers across the Southeast. So to let people know, that's my pain point. There's a lot of competition right now, and we want properties with a high enough yield that are going to satisfy our investors. Also, we have some junior anchor space and anchor space available across some of the properties in our portfolio, specifically in Jacksonville and Orange City and in Atlanta. So I'll let them know that, and then find out what their pain point is. Now let's dive into number two. Let's dive into the pain points. What are your pain points? Let's try to figure out that answer. Are you looking for capital? Are you looking for tenants? Are you looking for owners that want to sell their properties? The better you crystallize it, and the better you're able to deliver it in a succinct way to people that you talk to, the better off you are going to be at the event, and the more effective you're going to find your time at the ICSC conference will be. So really kind of do some soul searching and figure that out. And number three is, once you figure out what your pain point is, let's figure out what does who can help fix that pain point. What does that professional look like? That target audience that can solve the pain point. So as an example, if I am the head of leasing at our company, Saglo, and I know, hey, I got a few junior anchor spaces, about 10,000 square feet available. Well, if I lease up one 10,000 square foot space, that's the equivalent of leasing up 5 to 10 1,000 square foot spaces. So let me, really tackle the big fish. And so my strategy might be, I could set up meetings with a lot of smaller tenants, but let me really focus on this junior box space because I'm going to get the most utilization of my time trying to do that. So I might really target Dollar Tree and target Dollar General and Ulta and Five Below and Salon Suites and all those other guys that are in that kind of 10,000 square foot, 8,000 square foot size range. And that helps you again crystallize, hey, who should I really be going after to try to meet with? And think about it on the other end, where let's just say you have an out parcel. Well, you're not going to be targeting people or companies or retailers that are typically in line. You're going to really target out parcel users, and so the clearer that is, the more effective your time is going to be. Number four is that you can actually go to the ICSC website and figure out, once you figure out who your target audience is, you can go through all the attendees and look at the companies that they work with, and they've already signed up, so you know that they're going, and then just figure out who do you want to meet up with. You can use a highlighter, print it out, use a highlighter, and say, okay, I'm going to target out of the 3,000 or 4,000 people that are attending, I might target 10%, right? 300, 400 people, which is a lot. And out of that, it's realistically, how many can I really, try to go after to meet with, right? And I would tell you that a pro tip would be, if the person that you want to meet with happens to live or work in the same city that you are in, it's probably better off for you to try to just meet with them locally. Why wait till ICSC Orlando? Just meet with them right now, and just drive over there. Because once you're in Orlando, it's you want to meet with as many people that are hard for you to meet with because they live in a whole different area as possible. So I would just caution you that's kind of what you're looking to do. So you're going to want to prioritize just the people that live further away, and hey, but you could still meet with the people that live within the same city. I live in Fort Lauderdale, and I office out of Miami, and for me to get from where I live to downtown Miami and back is well over an hour. So I just don't, there's a lot of people that I should be meeting with more locally and more regularly. I just don't. So you could do that as well. It's just a matter of priority. Number five is that use a CRM to track everything, because if you've narrowed it down to, let's say, 200 people that you could potentially meet with, and let's just say it takes you anywhere from 1 to 5 calls to get a response, and a response could be, look, I'm too busy to meet with you, or no response. You can there's oftentimes, and especially if you're new and no one really knows who you are, you might not get a response the first, second, third, fourth, or even the fifth time. But you're setting yourself up. Hey, I might have to make 500 outreaches or something like that. And number six is that, look, you can call, you can text message, you can email, you can send snail mail, you can send a message through LinkedIn, other social media, or maybe you can even find someone that you know in common. Like LinkedIn has who are you commonly connected with, and ask them for an intro, because I guarantee you in this business, it's a very small business, you're no more than 3 degrees of separation from the person that you want to meet with, for sure. No more than three degrees of separation. And number 7 should be that when you create your message to that person that you want to meet with, just be really succinct with a call to action, and exactly why you're meeting. Just let them know, like, hey, this is why you're meeting. I'll give you an example. For example, like for me, I might say, hey, good afternoon. This is Hue Chen. I'm with Saglo Companies. We own and operate shopping centers across the Southeast, and we're looking to grow our footprint and buy more properties. We also occasionally sell, and I just wanted to meet you to build a relationship so that if either you or I are on each other's bid sheets at one point, then at least we've met before. Also, I'm interested in learning how other companies are using AI in their operations. And that's it. And all of that's true. It's succinct. And when you say bid sheets, what happens is that if there's a shopping center that's for sale and we make an offer and we're in the best and final round, meaning that they received like 10 offers and we're in the top 2 to 3, usually at that point the seller says, hey, let me talk to all 3 people and figure out which one has the highest certainty of closure. That means I got on their bid sheet and I could be one of the top 3, and if they know you, and they think that you have a higher chance of closure, meaning a higher certainty of closure, you might get a little bit of a leg up if the bids are pretty close, and so it's gone in our favor before that way. So that's what I mean by each other's bid sheets. Number 8. So when you're setting up a meeting, the location, it could be at their booth, it could be at your booth if you have a booth, or I'd suggest a networking lounge if there's no booths available. It's all the way in the back. It's by the Saglo booth actually, so you can wave hi and see Saglo if you're at the networking lounge, or anywhere else. Just look at the map of the convention center itself and see if there's another location that makes sense. Number 9 is that meetings are usually set for 30-minute increments. There are many people who have their calendar completely booked, and I would say that that's probably not good also. So for newbies, especially for newbies, I would suggest to be about 60 to 75% booked and about 25% for walking the booths and to go to the sessions. So aim for about 16 appointments over Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And I say that just because you want to have the majority of your time in meetings, because if you don't know anybody, you don't know, it's just it's inefficient for you to just wander around the halls of the convention center, and you might be looking to sell shopping centers, meaning get listings, but then you're talking to a landscaping company, right? And it's like, yeah, maybe the landscaping company might know one of their clients are looking to sell, but that's like, 1 in a 10,000 chance. Who you really want to meet with are landlords. Same thing, if you're a landscaping company and you want to meet, property managers, you go there and you're talking to an investment sales broker, it's like, the chances of you getting something are a little bit lower. So you want to be more targeted, right? Number 10, Calendly. So Calendly is an app that I use. Super helpful. It connects with your calendar and it just lets people pick a spot in your calendar. And what's great about it is that I just send them the link, and when they click the link, they see what spaces are available in my calendar at the time they click the link. So like sometimes I might send an email saying, hey, I'm available 9 a.m. on Tuesday, and by the time that person responds, like 9 a.m. is taken. So now I'm like, okay, sorry, you responded 3 days late, so 9 a.m. is no longer around. How about 10? And if they take another 2 days to respond, well, 10's taken too. So it just solves that problem and avoids that frustration. So Calendly is super helpful. If you, I probably should do another video just on that. And tip number 11 is that take really good notes. Use Otter, like I mentioned before. Otter is an AI note taker, but you're spending a lot of time, spending a lot of money there. Make the most use out of it. Make sure that all the notes that you take make it into your CRM, and I don't know. I mean, I think that's probably if you do everything that I said in this video, I think you're going to have a really good ICSC Florida conference. So thank you. Yeah, thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please drop me a comment. Let me know. It just kind of helps encourage me to, do good content, but more content that helps people. Again, I am not just a sayer of things. I'm also a doer of things. I've done commercial real estate for 25 years. I did retail leasing for the first 12 years. I have done acquisitions roles. Now I do a little bit more operations, a little bit more property management and accounting stuff. I do some capital raises. I get into procuring debt for our refinances and our new acquisitions, and so I touch like everything in the business. So I'm not just a doer, or not just a talker of things. I'm also a doer of things, and so I'm just telling you from a first person perspective. So first person perspective, and if you a little bit more about Saglo, since you may have dropped off by now, but I'll just tell you a little bit more. So we own and operate 2.5 million square feet of shopping centers between Florida, Georgia, and Maryland. And so we're in like Jacksonville, Orlando, Melbourne, Tampa, and Miami. We're in Atlanta, and we're in right outside of DC also. So if you are representing a tenant, please give me a shout. We may have a space that's available that would be perfect for your tenant, or look up at our website www.saglo.com and see if our portfolio is up there, see if there's a property there that could be a good fit for your tenant. We are also looking to buy shopping centers. So if you are selling a multi-tenant shopping center that's at least 50,000 square feet, give me a shout. We may want to acquire it. I mean, there's always various reasons why people would want to sell a center. Maybe it's at the end of their hold, or maybe it's to the second or third generation, and that generation doesn't want to operate commercial real estate. We are happy to do so. We've been in operations for the last 49 years, and we are all in on retail shopping centers. That is the only asset class that we have. What else? Yeah, I guess that's about it. Hopefully I'll see you there. If you have watched this and then you see me, just mention that, hey, I saw you on YouTube, and let's get a selfie and post it to your social. All right, thanks for listening.
Retail is hard,